So you want to learn how to do this? Or maybe this? Watch on, because I'll be sharing with you how I edit my YouTube videos. My name's Eva, I'm a career coach and customer success director. I've been making YouTube videos for about a year. I cried in my first week because of how challenging it was, but luckily the editing bit wasn't the most painful. I've learned some tricks along the way and I'm going to share all of them with you. If you're a beginner, you've definitely come to the right place. I started making YouTube videos about a year ago with no prior experience, and I'm going to take you through everything from the software you're going to need to tricks you can use while filming to save you editing time to cool effects just to level up your videos. You don't need any fancy equipment to get started. Maybe you can tell, but I film all of my videos just on my phone using the microphone in my phone, so it's nothing fancy. Don't let that be the thing that stops you. As you get better, you can always invest in better and better equipment. Let's start off with the tools. You're going to need some kind of editing software. YouTube has its own inbuilt editor in the YouTube studio, but you're only able to add a little bit of music, maybe blur some things, and trim some of your clips. That's about it. Next, you've got some free software that comes with your laptop. So if you've got a Mac, there's iMovie, which I tried, but my annoyance with iMovie is that you can't add in text to any of your videos. So say I wanted to do something like this, you would have to create an image and add that text in as an image, and it's just quite cumbersome to do. If you have a Windows laptop, then you'll have the inbuilt Photos app, which also allows you to add a few clips. But let's say you wanted to layer bits of videos on top of each other and do something like this. You wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm going to suggest, if you're serious about making YouTube videos about editing, then you're going to need to invest in some of the better software. The software I personally use is Camtasia, and it gives me a really good balance of being easy to use, but also letting me do some really cool stuff on my videos. A lot of YouTubers use things like Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere Pro. Adobe Premiere Pro, you have to pay for a monthly subscription. I think that starts at around $32 per month, and Final Cut Pro you can purchase outright for just over $300. So while those are great, they are a little bit more sophisticated. Like, that is really powerful software. So if you're someone that's just starting out, they are more complex to start using. So that's why I personally recommend Camtasia. If you decide that Camtasia is a tool that you want to use, this is an ad too. So there is an affiliate link down below. If you click on that link at no additional cost to you, I will make a small commission from you purchasing the Camtasia software. And you can also get a 30-day free trial to figure out if that's for you. So don't take my word for it, try it for yourself. You can get a 3-month trial of Final Cut Pro, which is pretty generous. So I recommend you try that out compared to whether it's easier for you to use than Camtasia, and that's definitely one that I can recommend. And no video would be complete without a 10-second dance break. Now you've got your software settled, you want to drag in all of your media, all of your recorded videos, all of your logos, all of the music that you want to add. You want to drag it all into the media bin. But first, here are some tips to actually save you time from filming before you go into editing. I'll start off with splitting the script of my YouTube video into sections. And then I record every section, which will be as long as the things that I can remember to say into the camera. And then I delete as I go along. So I only keep the sections that I know were good. So let's say I tried this and I messed it up and said something stupid. Then I would just stop this, delete, and go from the top of the section again. What that means is when I'm editing, I don't have to watch through potentially hours of footage just to get the bit that really worked well. What other people do is sometimes do 3 claps, because they'll show up as spikes in the audio that you're able to see within the software. So you know that just before that clip thing there was a mistake, and you can go and cut off that mistake a little bit more easily. Another tip, if you struggle to remember a whole section or to just talk candidly to the camera, then you can get a friend to help you. Programming is about problem solving, and it's very creative.
Programming is about problem solving, and it's very creative.
You can keep the camera rolling, then you say the sentence back to the camera after your 3 claps, and then that's really easy to just cut out the bits where you were talking. So then you only need to go through the script once, and you don't have to worry about remembering everything. If you have filler words, we all do, and if you think you don't, record yourself making a YouTube video and you'll very quickly figure it out. Do you know what mine is? So this is, so look now. So sometimes, so for example, so after, so I'm going to take, yeah, so for example, so by the, so I figured out I say so basically at the beginning of every single one of my sentences. So what I do instead is just cut out the so's. You can see them at the start of every video and just clip out any of your filler words as well. I don't know why. YouTubers also cut out their breaths, which helps the speed of the video, I guess, but I think it also can be a little bit unnatural. But you can do that too. I also don't film with an external microphone, so all my audio and video are automatically synced, which also saves me time. If you wanted to record with an external microphone, which I will try doing this year for better audio now that I've got more of the hang of it, then you will need some time to sync those two together as well. So this is what I actually look like when I'm editing my YouTube videos, but for the sake of this lovely video, I really rather enjoyed that. Let's do it again. First thing you want to do is line up your media going start to finish in the chronological order of the video and just trim the bits that you don't want, keep the bits you like and join it all together. Then you can start doing the fancy stuff. It's absolutely worth learning some of the keyboard shortcuts so that you don't have to keep clicking on everything. So knowing that Command T is just to trim that clip, then it's much easier to delete. It's going to be different depending on the software you're using, but it takes about 2 minutes to pick it up if you just Google it. It's the tiny 2-second things that you're doing a million times that are going to take ages. Editing normally takes about 4 to 6 hours, which is a ridiculous amount of time, even for just one 10-minute video. So anything you can do to save you bits of time is definitely worth it. Oh, did you see what I just did there? Just that lovely transition. You want that to be smooth, and transitions are simply effects that you can add. This is what I mean about Camtasia being so simple to use. You can just drag it in between the end of the clip that you wanted to transition into the new one. You can also make it longer or shorter, and that will give you that very nice effect. Works really well if you want to move to a different location, or if you just want to change up what you were saying, or maybe you fumbled and you made a cut that wasn't so smooth, add in a transition. All right, quiz time. What do you think the main thing that top YouTubers have compared to amateur YouTubers? Is it that they have loads of money? Well, yes, they probably do, but that's not what I'm talking about. Is it that they live in fancy penthouse apartments in LA? No. So the main thing that top YouTubers have, we're talking about the quality of their videos, is lots and lots of B-roll. B-roll is something other than the person talking to the camera. So I might be talking here, but at the same time, what you're seeing on the screen is something else happening, which gets us excited as there's something changing on the screen every few seconds. Some of the top YouTubers will probably have 60 different clips of B-roll within the first 2 minutes of their video. So the editing is really, really intense there. And you don't have to start out that big just to begin with, but thinking about where are the opportunities in your video where you can film something that's a bit more visually entertaining. In order to do that, you'd have to have both videos, and you can layer one on top of each other. So you want to pull everything into the track. Here in the track, everything that's in there will all be playing at the same time, which can be quite a lot. So you want to choose which layer you want on top. Silence the other one so that you only have the noise from one. And there you have it. If you're enjoying this so far, or you found something useful, then do subscribe and hit the bell to make sure you're notified for new videos every single Friday. And also post any of the questions that you have about getting started on YouTube. I did this with no experience, so I've been in the position that you're in. Let me know and I'll be happy to help you out. Hey everyone, what do you call a factory that just makes okay products? A satisfactory? Say you want to make a bad joke, just like that one, you need to have the sound effects to back it up. Sound effects and also music to fit the ambiance of your video. So same as before, it's really just about layering everything that you want to show up on the screen. So you'll add in your sound effect, silence the other bit if that needs to be silenced, or leave them both in together, and it's really just about the timing there. Adding music also really adds to the feel of your video, but you want to make sure if you've got background music, it's not way too loud, because let's say I did this, then this music would be really, really distracting and it would kind of take away from the video. But if you have something going, I normally have it at like 10% of the overall volume, then that's a good level to be at, just to have a little bit more going on. Now, where do you get your music from and your sound effects? Well, you can get both of them within YouTube's audio library, which is all copyright-free music. Some of the artists ask that you credit them within the description of your YouTube video, and absolutely make sure that you do that if that's the case. I, to be honest, normally use the same background music in a lot of my videos so that I don't have to keep thinking about it again and again. But if you just go into the audio library, you can pull in and download any of the tracks that you want to use, making sure that you're crediting the artist. YouTube has a huge library of sounds. Sometimes you don't find exactly the sound that you want, so then you might want to subscribe to a service that gives you extra sounds. I do try to make do with what I have within the library though. While it may be tempting to just take Rihanna's latest song and have it in your video because you love that vibe, unfortunately that definitely means you will not be able to monetize your video and your channel could get copyright flagged, which you want to avoid. So make sure you're going for non-copyrighted music. I normally do all of my extra sound effects and music at the end once I've got that very first run through. It does make it easier to synchronize, and then you're not having to change both the music and the video that's going on at the same time. While it's great to have your face talking to the camera, you should know by now that people have very short attention spans. So adding a little bit of text can help to highlight your key points, make something easier to remember, and make something more visually interesting. I use this in a lot of my videos, particularly as I'm talking about Korea and I want people to actually remember the key points that they have to cover. So a really helpful tool is to be adding text. And what you can do is layer the text on top of shapes as well, so that you can do more cool things with the images that you have. You can see that Camtasia will let you add in the shape, then layer the text on top of it, and also allow things to fade or to change throughout the screen. Let's say you're watching this video and you hear something really stupid and you want to make a point, then you can just get a face of yourself just going like this. See, that zoom in effect is really cool, and you can do that with all of the effects that are already laid out for you. All you have to do is drag it on top of that particular piece of media. You'll have seen that in the very beginning of this video, I had this short intro with the snazzy music and the lots of different clips, which I learned from other YouTubers, and that's what they do to get more engagement. The first few seconds are really important to make sure that people don't click off of your videos. So the way to do that is, after you've actually done your full clip, is to cut out and copy like 1 second or maybe 2 second clips throughout the video. Choose the bits that look most interesting, string them all together, get a bit of snazzy intro music, and you want to plug that in. You may have also seen I have this really cool animated avatar intro, which I got made on Fiverr, and I'll leave a link down below if that's something you're interested in creating. It wasn't expensive at all, and it just makes your videos look more professional. No, I did not create that myself. Maybe one day, but luckily there are people who can do that, and I thought that was worth investing in. This video is going to take me hours to edit. I get all of my images from Pexels. I get my images from Pexels. Yeah, that's right. Because again, they're completely free and really, really good quality images as well. So the ones that you've seen with the titles, that's those. I'll leave a link to that down below as well. Just make sure you are always crediting the artist in the description of your YouTube video. Another huge time saver is being able to export your video in different formats as well. So you can edit the project settings to make your screen, let's say for Instagram or for Facebook, and that will adjust the resolution of the video to make sure that it fits that platform, which is huge time saver. It means you have to film the video only once and then you can apply it to a different platform too. When I do add videos to Facebook or Instagram, I also use the captions functionality. So when you're talking, you can actually listen through to the bit that's talking, type in the text, and that's normally for shorter, maybe teaser videos that I have to promote the YouTube video on Facebook or on Instagram or on LinkedIn. So I add in the captions and I just burn them in to the actual video. If it's the full YouTube video, it would just be too time consuming to do all of the captions by myself. So what I use is another tool called otter.ai. Leave a link down below to that again, and that will just listen to the video and transcribe it, which is amazing. Sometimes there are a couple of typos that you need to fix, but most of the time it's pretty much ready to go. And then because your subtitles or the captions that you add get indexed by Google, which makes your video easier to find as well, you definitely want to be adding subtitles into your YouTube video. I don't recommend doing it manually because that would take forever, but if you just get that transcription from otter.ai, you can plug that into the auto sync bit of adding YouTube captions, and it's amazing. So there you have it, all the magic of editing YouTube videos. It's definitely a time-consuming bit, but it's quite fun, and it's the bit where you get to be creative. And every time you can make your videos better and better. Good luck, and let me know how you get on. My focus is supporting people with their careers. So if you want to earn more money this year, if you want to get promoted, if you want to change your role, then there's a link down below. You can book a free consultation with me for 15 minutes, or you've got so many free videos that you can access on everything from how to negotiate your salary increase, how to go after a promotion, how to handle a lot of awkward conversations at work. Do check them out.